What's up guys, my name's Austin, back with another video today. This video is going to be about the 5 things I love about my Tesla. My last video was actually the 5 things I hated about my Tesla. If you want to see it, make sure and click that card. If you're new around here, my job is to get you the information you actually care about and to do it quick. If you like this video, make sure and hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment if you have any type of feedback. Anyways, I'm gonna be ranking the top 5 things I love about my Tesla. I'm gonna go from number 5 down to number 1. Obviously, number 1 is my favorite. Number 5, the app. Having no keys is amazing. I really believe this is gonna be our future in general. Everything's gonna be moving to your phone, and Tesla does this seamlessly. I've had no issues with my app. It's always opened my car. It's always opened my charging port. I have nothing bad to say about it, period. The only feature that's a little bit inconvenient about this is that you actually have to click a symbol on the screen to lock the car. Sometimes you just wanna mess around with your friend or mess around with your spouse. You might want to lock the door and lock them out or something like that. It's way harder to do that with this. Your car knows if you're there, if the phone's there. It's going to automatically unlock it, and so messing around is going to be a little bit hard. Other than that, that's not really a drawback, but that's the only thing that I could think of. Number 4, Netflix in my car. Netflix in my car is amazing. I'll tell you, if you're like me and you're introverted, it's one of the best things ever. And it's fantastic for Corona season. It's awesome how you can just go buy some food or something, go sit in a parking lot and watch Netflix. You don't have to go back home or anything like that to watch Netflix. You can literally just chill in your car, eat, and watch TV. It's awesome. I actually bought myself a little TV tray that you hook onto the steering wheel, and you can put your food on that and your drink, and you can just eat right in front of you while watching the screen. It's amazing. I really thought about ranking this higher because it's something that I use all the time, but I just couldn't justify it over the other stuff. In the grand scheme of things, having Netflix on your car is very small, but it's one of the biggest creature comforts I love about this car. Number 3, updates. I ranked this really high because of how different it is from other automakers. Honestly, I haven't really seen that many groundbreaking updates. I've only had the car for what? 4 months now, 4 or 5 months. So a lot of the bigger updates were actually before I bought my car. So I don't truly understand the Christmas Day feeling that some people feel. The biggest update I've seen so far is that it can stop at red lights and stop signs. That's great and all, but honestly, the feature's not where you would really want it to be. It's good, it's gotten a lot better, but there's definitely a lot to be improved on it. But that's the best thing about this and why it's ranked so high. It will continue to get better. Your car gets better, your car gets new features. It's just awesome. Your traditional automakers are really gonna have to adjust their strategy because eventually they're not gonna be able to just sell a new car every single year. They're gonna have to make a car like Tesla to compete with Tesla that you can have over-the-air updates with. That's what's great about Tesla, is it basically has all hardware inside the car that you would ever need, and you can just pay to unlock things essentially. But I've watched my car get better. Autopilot has for sure gotten better over the last 4 or 5 months. One thing I'm particularly excited for is by the end of the year, Elon Musk has said that the car is going to be able to automatically change lanes in city. That's going to be awesome. I can't wait for that update. But even though nothing super fancy has come through the update since I've owned the car, I still got to rank it high because of how game-changing it is. Number 2, the cool factor of owning a Tesla. Yes, this is definitely superficial. But I'll tell you, I've owned Ford Mustangs throughout basically my entire life. I got my first Ford Mustang V6 when I was 17. I owned Mustangs up until, I guess, about 2 years ago when I bought a Ford Fusion and then upgraded to my Tesla. Of course, with a Ford Mustang, you love the roar and you love the way it looks, but it's also iconic. You love the name Ford Mustang and what that stands for, and people love Ford Mustangs. The quote-unquote cool factor is definitely high with that car. But I'll tell you, that cool factor with my Tesla is probably 3 to 5 times stronger. And does this actually matter? No. But it's awesome for someone to come up to you and tell you how pretty your car is or how awesome your car is. There is a sense of ownership. It's a lot like a house. You're proud that you were able to buy a house. It's the American dream. Well, owning a Tesla isn't an American dream yet, but it's an awesome vehicle that's changing the automotive industry. And this car is so far ahead of others that it doesn't have to spend anything on marketing. Everyone knows, though, how great a Tesla is. All the little kids love Teslas. They see their favorite YouTuber, like me, ha. God, that was lame. They see their favorite YouTuber has one, and the parents know how revolutionary this car is just by word of mouth. And yeah, the car looks great. But honestly, I thought my Ford Fusion looked better. I don't really love the color of my car, even though I do like the blue. And the front of the Tesla does look cool. It sort of reminds me of a Porsche. But you'll notice on my list of 5 things, looks aren't on there. But yet I have people comment all the time on how awesome my car is and how good it looks. One other kind of cool thing is people don't truly understand yet that Teslas have gotten cheaper. You know, 5 to 10 years ago, they were $70,000+ cars. And now that they've ramped up production and they've made things cheaper by economies of scale, you can now get a Tesla for $35,000. And yes, that's a ton compared to your typical sedan gas cars that you can get for $15,000 to $25,000. But $35,000 is much more in reach for a typical person that has a pretty good job. But people don't truly understand that yet. So you have this image, and again, this is all superficial, but you have this image of driving an $80,000 car when you're not. And honestly, there's probably no other car like that. So it's a really unique experience, and people dig the Tesla. Drum roll, please. Number 1, you probably guessed it already, Autopilot. Autopilot is in a different league compared to other automakers. My Ford Fusion had traffic-aware cruise control that had a radar that sent out the front, but it's amazing your car being able to stay in the lanes, particularly when you're in traffic. It is very, very nice when you're in traffic and you can just relax, let the car do its thing, keeps you in lane, going 5 miles an hour, 10 miles an hour. It's great for that. Autopilot is almost flawless on the interstate and highways. Again, I talk about this car being revolutionary. Autopilot is a big contributor to that. But I will warn you, Autopilot isn't as good as maybe some people make it out to be. I think Autopilot's real strength is obviously the interstate highways, like I said, but its biggest strength is that it can just monitor a bubble around you, essentially. That's where it beats humans. I've actually tested this a little bit, like whenever a car is blocking lines, and when that car or truck finally gets out of the way and your car can see the lines and so it will center, I can react faster to seeing that line, probably because I can anticipate, which the computer can't do yet. But I definitely can react faster than the Tesla whenever jerking back to the middle of the lane. So with how amazing Autopilot is, it's still not as good as it needs to be. And I think that anyone at Tesla will tell you that. It's still got a long ways to go. It's just so far ahead of the competition that it gets this stigma of being human-like and driving all by itself, taking you anywhere. You can just plug in the address and it'll take you wherever you want to go, and that's just not the truth. That's not reality. But I listed it as my number 1 thing just because of how nice it is. I have full self-driving on my Tesla, so it's even better. I am definitely less fatigued after driving. I commute about 45 minutes to an hour every day, back and forth to work. And I am much less tired when I get home now because I don't have to worry about keeping it in the lane. I don't have to spend any type of mental energy centering myself in the lane and worrying about other people. The car has this bubble and it just does a really good job of monitoring everything around you. Like I said, back to the example of me being able to jerk back into the lane after seeing the line, humans can focus on that one thing and we're still faster. But the best thing about Autopilot is it's focusing on everything around you. It can react to everything around you because of the processing power. So it defeats me in safety easily. So Autopilot is really, really safe. I've only come across, I think, one time that it would have maybe caused an issue if I didn't intervene whenever the conditions are fair. If it's in the middle of construction, you need to be watching it. If there's anything sketchy going on with the roads, you need to be watching it. Again, this is like watching a toddler. This system, this AI, is brand new basically. Like, it's not even a child yet of like 7 years old. It's really, really young in its lifespan. And the best thing about Autopilot is it's going to get better and better because of number 3, the updates. So yeah, there's my 5 things I love about my Tesla. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure and give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you're new around here. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. But I'll tell you that I've owned... What the heck was that?